Have the great Reverend Elijah Emmanuel in the studio today. So you're going to be watching the behind the scenes live. This show airs on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. I had to think about that. At 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. After which, at 8:30 a.m., you can tune in, or call in rather, 904-701-7177, and actually listen to my church service by conference call. So you can do that. I'll do that plug. Oh, okay. I hear something in my. You see it? Okay, it's gone. Okay, might be your phone getting close. It does that sometimes. All right, Mark, we are ready. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome and good morning. I tell you, I'm excited because it is Black History Month. Yes, it is. And every month and every day I'm Black, but this month I'm extra Black. I'm blackity black, black, black this month. And that chuckle and that giggle that you hear in the background is the great Reverend Elijah Emmanuel Fellowship Restoration Church. You are a friend and a guest of this show. So I want to thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me this morning.
So what do you think about being blackity black, black, black? That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because we get a chance to explore our heritage and have a lot of other people to get a chance to find out who we are and what type of contribution that we've made to America and also to this world.
Why do you think it's important? Because I hear from whites mostly, from other races, and they'll say stuff like, you know, Black history is American history. Why do we need a Black History Month? What's so important about this? And so there's been some pushback, and people, you know, have their little issues and problems. I may have some people that's watching me or listening to me right now that are going, I am sick of Black people. Every time I turn around, there's something Black, and you get a whole month. Well, we don't even get a whole month. We only get 28 days mostly, sometimes 29, but there's that. But so what's your response? Have you heard anything like that? People go, well, it's not that.
I've never heard it said or asked directly to me, but I've heard that a lot. And I think the reason is the reason why racism is still at the forefront is because we don't want to talk about it. And I think that's one of the ways that they avoid talking about it. And if you're not educated, then you tend to go to different how do I want to say, attitudes towards the people that you don't know. And so the thing is if we talk about it, then I think that I don't think racism will never leave or that it will be healed, but I think that we can limit it with the information about who we are. And I think that's where our problem is because a lot of people don't really want to talk about racism. And when you get to that point, then you're not finding out who we are. And I think this is a month that you can actually see exactly the contribution that we have made to America and to this world. And so I figure that if you actually educate yourself on who we are, then you will begin to appreciate us and also respect us.
And I'm glad you said that, because this is a month every year that we get to remember the contributions that African Americans have made. And most people go, oh, it was not that significant. It was not that big a deal. But you and I had a conversation last night where we were discussing that Black history isn't even being taught. It's not being taught in our schools. It's not. I had a conversation with my 16-year-old daughter my youngest. I keep saying that she's my youngest of 7, last one in the house. I got to say all of that. So I'm empty nesting. But we had a discussion a few weeks ago. One of her classmates were just out the blue was making like, what's Black Panthers? You know, what's this? What's that? Malcolm X. These are things that's not taught in our public school. Well, my daughter knew enough to answer her question. She wasn't directing it at my daughter, but my daughter was like, hey, did you know that the Black Panthers are the ones that started that free breakfast program?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, people want to talk about the riots and they want to talk about the protests and they want to talk about the guns, they want to talk about all that, but they miss the significant contributions that are made by African Americans.
Actually, it's stereotyping. That's basically what it is. And the thing is to get from that, you need to know the person or the people that you're stereotyping. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's a proven fact. If you don't know who I am, then why would you respect me? Or why would you appreciate me?
I get
you understand me?
Right.
So I think that's where the problem lies, is you have other cultures don't want to know who we are, because actually we have been hidden in history. We have been hidden. And then I had asked a young man the other day, if the school have a curriculum where it deals with African American studies, and he said that he don't think it does. The only thing it has is just history. But when you look at it, when you read that history, it just talking about slavery.
I know, and that's what people think of us.
Yes,
you know, when you look at the history or the American history, when it comes to Black Americans, African Americans, what's highlighted most is that time in slavery, the time when our people were brought, you know, our ancestors were brought over here in bondage. And that's all they see. That's all they know. That's all they learn. So when they interact with those of us that's in the communities and things like that, that's, you know, there's not much of an impact. They're judging us based on that. And then the one or two, because, you know, they'll teach about Dr. Martin Luther King. They'll teach about him. You know, we talked about that. They talk about Harriet Tubman. Harriet Truman. They'll talk about Tubman. They'll talk about the struggle of the Underground Railroad. They'll talk about the struggle of the Civil Rights Movement. They'll talk about the struggle, what it like being a slave, but they won't talk about the contributions of the African American people. And I think that's, you know, where a lot of people look at us and they see those things. They see those people, and it's great. It's great, but I'm not a Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
You know, which is wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to dim a light on her contribution to history, but we have people that have made significant contributions.
Yes. In our everyday life.
Yeah, that's right.
Our everyday life. And my thing is the worst thing that we can experience is the unknown. And like I said, if you don't know who we are, then how can you respect us? How can you appreciate us? If you don't know what our contribution has been, then how can you look at us in a different way? And so I think basically I say we are being hidden, because the contributions that we have made to America and to this world shouldn't be hidden. It should be known, and through the school system especially, because we have to touch every generation. And so the generation that is coming up now, I think everybody should know exactly where our place is, and know what we've contributed to this America and to the world. But if you don't get that information out there, then it's a domino effect.
All right.
Every year.
It is.
Generation.
Because all they're looking at, they're stereotyping this and that, and there's nothing. All right. So here's a little known Black history fact. And we talked about that. We too have to research our own Black history.
Right.
Because no one's teaching us. We have to teach ourselves. But Dr. Shirley Jackson She's an American physicist. She received her PhD, but her experiments with theoretical physics paved the way for numerous developments in the telecommunications space, including the touch-tone telephone, the portable fax, caller ID, call waiting, and the fiber optic cable. And you know we like our phones.
And see, and to be honest, we're creative people. We're creative.
Well, you know, you're right. We are creative. Yeah. We talked about this because, you know, when our ancestors were, you know, beaten and in slavery and all this other kind of stuff, we had to invent some things to make it easier for us. Let's just be real.
And then we talk about the gospel.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing that they had to actually get them through is the Lord. And those songs was heartfelt.
Those hymns. Oh yeah.
So my thing is through our struggles, we were still able to survive through the beating and through the with the food disbursement. You know, we always got the leftovers, and we had to find out how to deal with that. And now the things that we were eating back then now is becoming popular.
Oh, it is. That is true.
And not only for African Americans, but for other cultures.
Because our ancestors were fed. We had the pig feet, the pig ears, and all that other kind of stuff. Didn't really get the collard greens. You had to get the, you know,
to make a meal.
Man. You had to make a meal.
You know, and so
off the juice.
Yeah.
The pot liquors, they used to call it. You used to drink the pot liquor. And those are the things that strengthen us, our immune system. And I know it sounds a little crazy, but it just made us stronger.
Yeah. And so I think and like we was talking last night, I didn't know the contribution that we was making and that we had made until I got older. And when I found out how many of our forefathers that actually invented things, and it was amazing to me because I was never taught that in high school or in middle school or elementary school. I was never taught that. So when they allowed us to have the Black History Month, then you begin to research, and now you're finding out that our contribution was heavy, and it was a lot.
Well, here's another contribution. Otis Boykin, he had 26 patents in his name and is famed for development of IBM computers, burglar-proof cash register, chemical air filters, and an electronic resistor used in controlling missiles and other devices. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. You're going to learn some more. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor J. I want to send you a video, Mark. Let me find it, Charlene. I know I'm gonna find it. It's on. I hope it's on YouTube. If not, let me go down my timeline. You know, the comedian Charlene. She's so funny. She's out of Atlanta. Let me find her real quick. Here she go. Okay, here we go. Reviews, photos, post. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's this one. More options. Copy. See if I can send you an email, Mark. Email. Gmail. Compose. Paste. Okay. MAR. Here we go. Bam. I can only find it. It's a little short clip. But anyway, Charlene, she's a comedian, and she has a song. Let me see if I can play it. It's hilarious. She's talking about I'm black. Thank God I'm black. Have you heard it? There it is.
I'm proud to be black.
I want to play that one.
Dipped in gold black.
Here it goes.
Black.
saw that.
I won't take it back. I'm proud to be black.
She's from Atlanta.
Dipped in gold, black. Kissed by the sun, black. Melanin field, black. The chosen one, black. I'll fix your crown, black. You were born to lead, black. Make us proud, black. Cause your royalty, black. Thank God I'm black. I won't take it back. I'm proud to be black. Happy and
So I want to play that coming in from the break, if we can, Mark.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. Whenever you're ready. Welcome back to Today with Pastor Jay. I am proud to be black, and it is Black History Month. Listen, the comedian Shirley, she said, dipped in gold, black. Born to lead, black. Oh, it's hilarious, but she's just amazing. Thank God I'm black. You know, growing up, I don't know about you, but being black at times was such a struggle that I knew several people who wish they were white,
yeah,
or that their skin was lighter.
Yes.
You know, you see black girls playing with Barbie dolls, and they don't want a black Barbie doll. I mean, even today, I'm seeing it. They don't want a black Barbie doll. They think the white Barbie doll is the pretty one.
And,
you know, and
you can understand it, you know, coming up, because we always see them as the ones that are not struggling. You know, the ones that always had what they needed, and we always had to work a little harder to get anything that we wanted, and then economically we were still falling short because we wasn't getting the same pay that everybody else was getting. And so it's when you just think about it, it's actually discouraging to know that. I remember hearing a couple of people say that you love a nation that don't love you. And when I look at it, how can they love us when they don't know who we are? Some we're never going to reach, but the ones that are reachable is the one that I think that we should be targeting, to let them know that we are not the people that you think we are. Because even at the center, when I first got there,
so we're talking about the George Washington.
Yeah,
Carver.
George Washington Carver Center, and we had started in an adult GED class, and so it was a white young lady that came and joined and signed up for it. So she was there every night that they had it. So one particular night she came and parked her car right in front of the center. And she came in and asked me, she said, is my car safe there? Now, it was an insult to me.
Right.
Because you're thinking about what you've heard, but you've never been there to experience it. And that's why I say that that's one of the worst things that is haunting us, the unknown. And I told her, I said, your car is more safer here than it is at your house. And so she began to come in, and every night she left, she got in a car, left, nobody messed with her or anything like that. And the thing is how are you going to know unless you reach out? I got a grandson, my first grandson, and now mind you, he's my grandson. And so one particular weekend, me and my wife, we go up there to visit him. And so as soon as my wife walked through the door, he's happy. He's in a high chair. He's happy and just laughing. But as soon as I come through the door, he's trying to get out of the chair to run out.
Why?
Because I had spanked him one time before. And so and he's not the only one because of my size and my voice.
Mm-hmm.
And so during that time we were there, I didn't interact with him at all, but he kept coming, standing in front of me, looking at me, and I would never make eye contact with him. And my daughter said, well, Daddy, look, he's trying to say something to you. And I said, no, I'm going to let him decide when he want to do what he need to do. So he came and he stood beside me and put his left hand on my right thigh
Mm-hmm.
and let it sit there to see if I was going to bite.
Wow.
And once he found out that I wasn't the type that I would bite him or scare him, then that's when he began to get closer to me. And that's what we're experiencing now. You don't know me. And the only way that you're going to know me is talk to me. And if you don't want to talk to me, research my history.
Right. You know, I unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know which way you want to look at it, but and you probably have been in positions where you're like the first Black to ever this, the first Black part of this, the first this. We're still doing that today. Mm-hmm. And you talk about your size. Mm-hmm. I've seen a good friend of mine, brother of mine, he went to the grocery store. Mm-hmm. And the lady refused to put the change in his hand. Mm-hmm. She put it on the counter and kind of like backed away. Mm-hmm. And he was offended by that. Why are you putting everybody else change in their hand, but you put it on the counter for me? Because of his size. Mm-hmm. He actually went to the manager of the grocery store, local grocery store here, I won't name which one it was, and told him that he was offended by it. They pulled the videotape up and show exactly what she had done. And her excuse was because she was frightened by his size. The man was in the grocery store.
But see, the thing is what we have to look at is, why did she feel that way? It wasn't something that mm-hmm. She probably experienced. She was taught that. Mm. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the hindrances right there, because when you see someone of my color and my size, automatically you're intimidated because I'm violent. But that's not the case. And so this is what we've been experiencing ever since I was young. They look at us this way, and it's never going to change because they're not being taught about nothing. And you don't want to talk to me because you're afraid that if you come and talk to me, that I would end up getting upset, and now I want to jump on you or fight you. And all of this is just, it's the information that other countries are getting about us is unfair. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is talk.
It's a small minority. And in every culture, in every mm-hmm. group, there's people that do crazy things.
But all you have to do is just take your time to find out who we are. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm asking everybody to do this morning and during the Black History Month and beyond Black History Month.
Just take a moment.
Just take a moment and read up on the contribution that we made. If you have somebody that you know that is an African American, sit down and talk to them. We need to talk.
Mm-hmm. How about those that go, I don't see color? Okay. First of all, then you blind.
No.
Because I can see you're wearing a black jacket. I have on a gray sweater. We see.
Yeah.
Just embrace the fact that there's somebody a different color than you. You know?
Yeah, sugar color.
Come on now. I don't see color. Oh, another thing, and for my white listeners out there, this is one thing you don't say. I'm not prejudiced. I have Black friends. How about that one? That's the other one. How about the other one?
Yeah.
I have Black friends.
Yeah.
Like,
how many times they've been to your house?
Ooh. Bing.
And then the thing is, you can tell us anything because we're not there with you.
Oh, you gonna have me start making a list of how many people, all these people that say I'm their friends, I ain't been to your house. Mm-hmm. Bing. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. There it is. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. How many times have they been to your house? If they've ever been to your house. We got to take a break, but I want to tell you this. Every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood. Thanks to Charles Drew, that blood is available. Drew is a physician, surgeon, and medical researcher who worked with a team at Red Cross on groundbreaking discoveries around blood transfusion. In World War II, he played a major role in developing the first large-scale blood banks and blood plasma programs.
Amen.
Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay.
Amen.
Wow. Okay, how much time I have?
2 to 3.
2 to 3. Okay. Welcome back. Oh my goodness. Did you know he also invented the blood mobiles, the refrigerated trucks that go around? I didn't know that either. Listen, I want to give a shout out and a thank you to my sponsor, Steve Barriere, the FloridaMortgageCenter.com, and also TradeCoaches.org. Listen, waiting for that great stock market play? Go to TradeCoaches.org. So this has been a wonderful conversation, and I think it's important that we have conversations. I spent some time in Atlanta about 2 months last year in 2020, and I met your daughter there. You may talk about a small world.
It's a small world.
Small world,
Yeah.
and she's just a sweet person. And she saw my driver's license. She was like, "Do you know any Emmanuels up there?" I was like, "Yeah." My brother just started talking all kinds of great stuff. She's like, "That's my dad." I was like, small world. But speaking of Atlanta, you want to go to a place that's blackety black.
Right.
That's where white people are in the minority. I'm at the mall. The whites are working in the stores. The black are shopping at Gucci and Fendi. And I'm going, what in the world?
I had a culture shock when my first time visited Atlanta, and we were actually going up there to watch Tennessee State play Florida A&M football.
Okay.
And so the first time we walked in the Red Lobster, and being in this part of the country, in the South, all the waiters and waiters was white down here. But when we went up there, the majority of was black.
Everybody
that
black.
Was a culture shock.
Look, everybody black in Atlanta. If you've never been to Atlanta, go to Atlanta. My daughter was amazed. It was good for her to see, because she came, she's like, okay, I stayed in this beautiful hotel, the Atlanta Grand Marquis, and they got all these nice suites and stuff. And she walking through the hotel, and she's like, "Mom, everybody in here black."
Yeah.
Mom, those $2,500 shoes she got on. Everybody got a pair of $2,500 shoes.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. And all 3 of my children are up there, and they told me that they vowed not to come back.
They're not coming back. But everyone, it's just complete different for her to see so many successful businessmen and women. And she's biracial, but to see so many having every job, being the boss. And I'll never forget, I was at the hotel and I was talking to one of the managers, and she said, I was doing an event. She said, "My area manager is coming up here." I expected, I'm not going to joke, I expected this white man to say, because, she's a manager. Here come the area manager. The black woman popped up. I was like, whoa, it keeps getting black. I love it.
And the thing is I remember hearing this all the time, that the reason why we're hated so much is because we are taking their jobs.
What?
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. But my thing is when presented the opportunity to work, we work as hard as anybody else. And so we are not out to take anybody's jobs, but we want to be able to work and take care of our families.
I've made a statement, and it causes some controversy, not the first time, but that we have the same opportunities as everyone else, but we don't have the same privileges. Have the same opportunities, but we don't have the same privileges.
We might have the opportunity, but that opportunity don't guarantee you'll be successful in that.
Yeah, we don't have the same privileges in some things. I was speaking with some, how they have the Christmas angels that you put on the trees and stuff and everything. And every year people will pull off the angels off the tree, and they'll pull the Marys and the Johns you know, the Barbaras, the Sallys, the Tims, the Jacks, but the Shaniquas, the Deshantes, you know, those names are left on those Christmas trees. So when next time you think, no, I'm not, you know, favoring one over another. No, Pastor Jay, that comment that you made about opportunities and privileges, no, I don't believe it. Go pick up an angel off a Christmas tree and pick up a LaQuisha. And let me see you pick up a LaQuisha and leave Sally there. Because I think that's the mindset. They don't identify. They don't identify with those names because they don't have anybody in their family with those names. They don't identify with those people. They think, but you know, on the flip side, people go, "Oh, Pastor Jay, there you go." Well, it's my opinion, you know. But this is proven. This is stuff that's real.
Read, man. Read. Talk to your neighbor. Talk to him.
So the next time you tell somebody you got a black friend, ask yourself, have they been to your house?
That's the key.
Have they been to your home? That's it. Thank you. I appreciate you, Reverend Elijah. You've been great. Thank you so much for coming on. We're going to continue this conversation all month long. Next week, I've got 2 white people that's coming on the show talk about how they want to talk to black people and what they think. Good conversation. Good conversation. All right, guys, you know what I say? Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do today? You're going to get to know your neighbors. All of them, all colors. Really get to know them and invite them to your house. God bless you. Have a great day.
That was a lot of fun.
That was fun. Thank you, guys.